Alrighty. I'm trying to find a playlist right now. This one says rally group, jazzy. Kind of one that I don't know too much, but we kind of want a chill vibe. I always feel like the house mixes always do pretty good. Every single time I'm on the line, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna talk. Gonna get on the wheel, for real. Gonna get down on the wheel, down on the wheel. Sorry about that, you guys didn't see nothing. I know that one side, one of my lights went out, so you guys are going to kind of see a little bit of that corner. You guys can kind of see that top corner. So if anybody wants to donate some long tubular lights for my fluorescent tube bulbs, let me know. It would be greatly appreciated. Why is this not going down? You ever have two like mice or controllers plugged in at the same time? That's what I have, right? I have that problem right now. Okay. And I think I'm good. Microphone on, you guys can hear me? Am I too loud? I think I'm good, really. Okay. Ka-chow. Alright. Good? Okay. Okay, here we go, guys. Good morning, chili dogs. What you focus on? Grows. Don't forget to feed them horses. Ready? We're gonna get into it today. We're gonna be throwing some jars that are gonna become water whistles. Generation 5 water whistles. What are they gonna be about? Why are we doing them? Let me tell you. Generation 1, just figuring it out. Generation 2, having them be little platforms or areas or environments, right? Generation 3, dragons. Generation 4, a combo of 3 and 2. So what's number 5? Or, oh yeah, this is number 4. Oh no. Number 4 was a combo of 3 and 2, yeah. Okay, 5 is an exploration of form. And not just form in the way that it's designed, right? But form in how it interacts or how the thing comes together, right? Every single one, and what do I mean by that is every single one before this has been a closed vessel. A closed vessel. What if those two parts were jars and you could have lids that you can change out so you can get more than one sound from one water whistle, right? So it's more about what you can do and how you can construct this water whistle to make it make sound and the variety that you can do and how you can complicate that procedure of use, right? I can imagine somebody seeing two jars with no lids and a bunch of lids scattered around. They're gonna put those jars on those lids. What if we can make those change the sounds of our water whistle? So an interchangeable water whistle. Let's get into it. Ka-chow. Alrighty. Hope you guys like my little intro. Wow, I didn't really notice how much that bowl is kind of impeding on the way that looks. Huh. We might have still a little bit more troubleshooting to do here. But anyway, let's see if this works though. Oh, perfect. Alright guys. I think we could probably do the jar. Should we make the lids today or just the jars? How about we'll start? I'm thinking about what I can make out of a block, right? So all the times I've spent cutting this block open, I've slowly been tracking, okay, what can I get out of this block? What can I get out of this block, right? And so I feel I have a good feel for the amount of object I can produce with one block, right? And so I'm trying to feel out what do I want these, the idea in my brain, like how do I want these jars for the water whistles? The size that I'm really thinking about, right? Do I want them to be more of an exploration of form? Not really. So we might actually start with them a little bit smaller and see how that goes, right? How's that feeling? I can get a jar out of that. Come on, let's do it. So look at these. We're gonna do 3 sets of 4. And obviously, I'm not a machine. There's gonna be variation, right? I've never been one, out of all the pots I made, I've never been somebody to say, oh, where's my scale out? Oh, there's 3 pounds, right? I always feel like it's going to be better for you to guess the feeling of it, because then one day, you won't have to guess anymore of what you can make out of it, right? Like you will be able to feel it more, rather than relying on a scale. Just let there be variation and just try to get better at telling, you know, like one day I'll be able to like be better than a scale, right? Okay. And maybe that's not even the point. Maybe the point isn't to be better than a scale, but really get a handle of like what you need to do with that chunk of clay, right? I'm not thinking, oh, 3 pounds, this is what it gets me. I'm thinking, okay, what is the clay like telling me as I'm on the wheel, like experiencing that spinning force, right? Like what is it allowing me to do there? Okay, so we got a bunch of chunks. We'll probably, let's get a box. So we're gonna go over here, shelf. Is this shelf? Shelf? That's not shelf. What is this? Desk. Desk. So we gotta, oh, we already have some whistles in here. This would be kind of fun to show you guys actually. I'm gonna put them in here. Let's just, those things that I just split up. I'm not gonna wedge all of them in one go. You know, some people would say that's pretty good to do that. But here are my, look at them, right? Kind of fun. Somebody said, just saw that sick edit Well done. Ah, thank you. So we got some whistles. I think, realistically, we don't want to use that one. We'll just grab this bin. We'll put them here. This would be kind of a fun way to keep these just chilling out here, right? Yep. Keep the things wet. I don't like to left my chunks of clay out. You know, I find that usually if you sit on a table, it draws moisture from that side, and then you end up with having one side that's a little bit harder. And if it gets dry enough, usually with your standard throwing procedures, right, you'll still have one side a little bit more stiff as you're throwing. And let's just say that usually doesn't lead to even tops. All right, mini wheel. Over here. Close this up. And I think we're ready, guys. There. How good does it feel to be back on the wheel? One may ask, and I will tell you. Ooh. All right, dude. Let's see. I'm gonna bring this over here with me just in case I need it. And oh, we need a sponge. Thanks. There was a lot of setup I had to do, so sorry about that, guys. I feel like that sponge always breaks. I don't really. Oh. You know what? We'll use this weird sponge, the elephant ear. I feel like it's not a true elephant ear though. It just feels a little bit too not natural. But sponges are also kind of crazy looking, so maybe it is natural. Okay. Zoom. Come on. So why is it not clicking off? Oh, it's in the overlay, huh? I forgot. There we go. You still might turn that on though, so I'm not sure. We'll see. You see that bump? As we go down, watch this, watch this. So we're going down. Watch this bump pop out. Shoom. Now I pick that up. And I just walk my hands up, right? You'll see it every single time. Watch, one more time, watch. And so this pinky, watch it, just cut and create this little thing. Push in, bump lifts, catch it, and bring it up. Nice job, guys. Alright. Smooth this down just a little bit there. Take some of that clay off. Okay. So what are we doing? We're feeling it out. A little bit of unevenness. We don't worry about it. We're just making sure you're doing the clay justice. bottom, smoothing this out. The water is ice cold. It feels like I'm that one lady on Instagram, the Ice Queen lady. Recently I saw her pull like an ice AK-47 out of the water. I was like, okay. Interesting. Would I want to do that with clay? Maybe, but I feel like it wouldn't have the same vibe. No tadpoles, don't worry. I didn't see none in there. We're just making sure that the base is a little bit more like even this time, right? Like when we're in here, we're like just giving it a little bit more attention, right? Because now that the object's gonna be openable, that interior kind of matters a little bit. Again, little llama bites on this rim. Watch it. Left hand pushes forward. Right hand is just holding that thumb in place, and there you go. Dakota, what are your opinions on moths? I'm gonna assume that you mean the bug and didn't just misspell months, right? But I don't like months. Months do drive me a little bit crazy. But moths, I'll look at them. There we go. I like moths. Alright, making sure we keep that top rim thick. You know what? We're gonna put our secondary camera on. It's necessary. Close in. I wish I could raise that up just a little bit. But I think this should be okay, guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys want it a little bit better? More closed in, maybe? Let's do it. Gotta rinse my hands off. Sorry, I gotta pause. But I feel like I should get, like, my memory usually doesn't last too long, right? So what I mean by that is, if I don't do it now, I'll forget about it later. You don't like months either? Yeah, months, they get a big thumbs down from me. Years though? Years are okay. Days are kind of mid. But months, yeah, I'll pass on months. Minutes though? Minutes are kind of goated. Alright, let's go back down to here. Sorry guys, I just gotta change some stuff up quick. I'm liking this, but I want to raise this up just a little bit here. Like, I think that'll be good. Actually, 1 second lower. I think that's good. What do you guys think? Okay, so now we're gonna go back to, we're gonna update, close in. So now it will be set like that. I like that, guys. I wonder if you know what, I might actually use my tool that I use for making other things. My whistles. Because we gotta make a little gallery here. You guys ever see me make a gallery? And I'm not talking about the type of gallery where you're, you know, looking at art, you know? Like a gallery is like you're sitting in stands. A stands is like a gallery. You like hours? I don't know. Light years? Alright. You're Gen Z. Could you imagine there's like one of those online tests that tells you like your generation based on what time you like? Alright. I'm gonna get a little bit of water out of here. We actually gotta pull this a little bit more too. Like, we have a ton of clay still at the bottom here. So again, we're going right down to this bottom edge. Ah, but that's the problem, is now you guys can't see me go down to the bottom. Okay, dang it. Hold on, 1 more second, guys. So funny. I understand why, but we can find it in between. Like that's a good in between. All right, look at that. I gotta bring this back. What's my favorite time? I think minutes. Minutes is really good. I'll stand by minutes being my favorite. There's something about minutes, the way it sounds. Minute wins. Think about all the times you interact with minutes during a day, right? What I mean by that is like, okay, you microwave something. Not really minutes, right? Say you're baking some cookies, right? Still in minutes, maybe not quite an hour. I think there's a lot of good things that happen in minutes. Now. Yo. Joyce, you're a philosopher. Now. Whoa. I didn't even think about now. Alright. Get them right down to this bottom edge. Kind of pushing in just a little bit, right? I'll get right up underneath. I'll start bringing this up just a little bit. Just feeling out the clay. Get ready to be that top. Release the pressure on that top edge because we still need to split that rim, guys. Wait, I only heard a bit of the conversation, so I might be wrong, but what I thought I heard was generation, so I thought you're meaning your favorite era. Oh, no. That's okay. I'm related, but you're like the Bob Ross of pottery? No. Alright, we're going back down to the bottom here. We're looking down here, and we're saying, okay. Feel out this thickness here. We don't have too much thickness, but we do want to kind of create a better shape. So we're going to bump it out from below. So you can see how we're getting the finger on top is defining the form, and we're getting the shape, right? And now we're going to lift up just straight here, right? Look at that. We're just lifting straight up. We're saying, hello. Chill out here for a second. And we're at here. Our next juncture, the shoulder. We're going to go back underneath and slowly bring that in, right? Do you see that? Slow walking this up. And again, releasing the pressure when we get to the rim because we want enough clay there that we can split the rim later. Alright, I hope you guys saw that. I'm going to slowly close in this top. You know what? I'm gonna cut some of this clay off right now. Right down to the bottom, we're cutting off some of that extra clay on that bottom. Because we're slowly going to be canceling all of our interaction with this bottom edge here. A little bit of water right over top. Watch this. Tool, there, down, and watch, just comes right off. And if you put water on there, it doesn't want to stick to the clay. That's why you do that. Okay, anyway, back down. Okay. Right down this bottom edge. And all this pressure is from interior going out. So we got up. And then we have a straight little line there, right? I'm gonna go right over here. All right. Another. Find that edge. And always just making sure you're allowing the wheel to spin before you raise your hand, right? Think of like there's a bunch of little micro layers all compact and stacked on top of each other. You know, just like little. That's really what you're doing with your fingers, right? You're printing lines. And so I think sometimes people are focused too much on this, like the shaping of an object, and not thinking about the object is always like lines being built up, right? Right? Okay. This is a surprisingly relaxing hobby. Maybe relaxing to watch. I feel like to do, it's not as relaxing. Taking a breath. I need to get some more water on my finger on this interior because it keeps scratching. I think this is good enough because we want to be able to put our hand on the inside of this vessel. So then the whole reason why we wanted to do these in the first place was because we wanted to be able to attach the tube of the two water whistles together before it was closed up, right? So then you could get to the interior instead of just the exterior. Alrighty, again, a little bit of water right on my finger, bring this down. Alright. That's true. I bet it can be stressful all the time, especially when things go wrong. I think when things go wrong, it's actually like, it's easy when things go wrong, right? Because when things go wrong, right, you no longer have investment into it, right? It's already done, right? And so I think a lot of times, like when things go wrong, it feels good. And so the goal is to actually be suspended in a way of things going right, because it creates like a sense of like urgency, I feel like, in your making. I don't know if that makes total sense, but you can see how we split that rim, and then watch me just walk this down. Just walk that straight down. We have this little ridge here. We're gonna bring this up. Okay. But just like Bob Ross said, we don't make mistakes, only happy accidents. I do really like hold on, let me do this quick and I can answer. I like that, like the Bob Ross guy, but I always feel like happy accidents, I like tragic mistakes. You know, tragic mistakes feel so cool, right? Think of your life as kind of like, you know, be like get like a little, like a chat's history, right? And as things happen, or as you feel like little emotions in your brain, you're like, oh, sadness, boom, check, and that's like in the history, right? I like the idea that the work is not just like everything's all happy, you know, all the time. I really think it's the coolest when you get like some tragedy when making. All right. Last thing we'll do is just pop up this edge. Jar, water whistle, base. So there we go. Hold on. Right, little gallery, so then we can put a lid in there. Right. We did a pretty good job here, guys. Alright, we go to the next one. And just really simple forms this time. We're not trying to do anything too cool. We need a little blandness because there's something that's going on. I would even say that little squiggle was too much. He was trying to do too much. He shouldn't have been there. He crept his way into that vessel. You know, I got hypnotized a little bit. My bad. All right, hold on. Back over here. Camera A. Desk. Nope. Mini wheel. Okay. We gotta set this guy over here or something. So he's gotta dry. So when you don't do things off the hump, you gotta let him on there. Ugh. But hopefully we're gonna save a little bit of time on trimming because I can make them thinner at that base. It'd be kind of cool to see how things go here. Okay. Ooh. All right, hold on, guys. Good. Typing away on the keyboard. Oh, what's that? Going down the stairs. What's at the bottom of the stairs, guys? It's a wheel. We're gonna sit down on the wheel. Spin. We got our clay on the wheel. Get ready to center it. Pulling out the wall. Pulling out the wall again. Here we go. You guys ready? I'm about to pick it up. Here we go. Let's get into it. Ka-chow. What a vibe. Zoom. All right. Let's get our clay and get into this second vessel. Do-do-do-do. Come on. There we go. Your name being Pottery Divan gives off the same vibe as Bob Ross being in the military. I don't know if I would say those are remotely similar, but I get what you're trying to say. Love the music. It reminds me more of Jake from Adventure Time. My favorite lines from the show is from him. If we always got what we want, life wouldn't have much purpose. Dang, yo. Okay. I feel like that show always had like a lot of like morality baked into the content. You could rib away your lines. If I wanted to. Oh, you mean on those? Yeah, it's okay. I'll just let it be its thing. We'll just make sure we don't get hypnotized again. My beard? It's so funny. My beard is like, I would say, not the best. I got one side that's okay, and then the other side, I don't grow like a lot of hair, like between my cheek and my jaw on the one side, so it looks a little weird. I'm just not shaving, that's the thing. So we'll bring this out. What genre of music is this? I would just say it's probably just like some form of house music. Like if you just type in chill house music, you'd find something like this. Okay, bring this down. I'm zoomed in. Oh yeah, because I zoomed out a little bit. Hold on, let me zoom back in here, guys. I want us to be getting to know each other a little bit on this wheel, guys. The clay is a reflection of the brain, yo. So try to hear what the clay is saying on this next little poll that we're doing here, right? I really think that clay can do that. Like it can really, you know, talk to us. All right, how zoomed in do we want to go? We don't want to go that zoomed in. Let's start here. And if you guys want, actually, let's zoom out a little bit more. Okay. Because I don't know what's on the side. Like if there's any like business over here. You know how there's like usually like text there. Anyway. Okay, we're looking again on that middle, that interior. We're saying, okay, what do you got in here for us? We got a little undulation, you know. It's not perfectly centered. And you know, do we have an air bubble there? We may even have an air bubble in this thing, so yeah. But we just want to make sure. You can even, if you want, you could do one of these little guys here. You could say, I want this bottom to be smooth as butter. Boom. I hate doing that though, but I did it anyway. Do I make my own clay? No. Do you have a basement? The apartment I live at has a communal basement, so that's where I'm at right now. Okay, again, right here at this bottom edge. Okay, hold on, this, please get that out of the way. Okay, I just want you guys to hang out right here, okay? Right at this bottom edge. You see how I'm gonna just take my finger, I'm gonna slowly push in, and you see how there was like this little blob here? Don't just keep cutting. Do you see how I'm trying to taper off some of that pressure right onto that line? And so that way I can start pushing that clay back into the base rather than take it off, because usually that stuff would want to get cut away, right? And right now this first pole, like look, we're not doing any height. We're releasing towards that top because we want to keep it thick. And why are we doing height? We're just trying to get things even first. Once things are even, then we're cooking, okay? Right back down this bottom edge. You see how I'm down first, always down first, then I'm in, and then I pop this little bump out. I'm right underneath this bump with that exterior hand. We're just lifting up and then slowly releasing as we get to that top, right? We're gonna have a nice little cylinder there. We got some crud coming off. Get that out of there. Also, bring this top in a little bit. Start training that rim to come inward, right? Again, we're gonna go right down to this bottom edge. How long have I been doing pottery for? I've been doing pottery for 6 years now. So I'm right underneath. I'm gonna allow that first exterior finger to get up underneath that finger on the interior, so I can start bringing that clay in
so I can have a little bit more of a narrow foot. You can see we're shaping a little bit right now. But not only are we shaping, we're also trying to thin some stuff out. So if we have a bump, we're taking that bump up. And we're slowly going to release when we get to the top. Okay. Oh, this got incorporated in. Hold on, guys. I got to go. Alright, we got rid of that stuff. Okay. Again, we're going to color in this top just a little bit. Any tips and tricks for someone who would like start doing pottery? Yeah, I would get something called a Shinpo banding wheel. And just get used to working on a wheel, something that spins that's nice, right? Like a Lazy Susan I feel like isn't really like good enough. The banding wheels, you want they're a little bit heavy, but they really have a nice like smoothness to them, right? And so just get used to working at a slow pace, even just like spinning slowly as you're working, right? I feel like will really help you out whenever you go to try to get on the wheel later on, right? Just understanding like how to work on something that's spinning, right? I think too many times people are not, like they're working in this in-between space and not working through the object. So I think that can help. Okay. I find this little bump. I'm really gonna sit up above here. So watch me just sit here and slowly wobble my fingers up. You see how we're maintaining that shoulder, getting some lift? Then we just gotta fix this area here and we're good. Okay. Again, one more time, we gotta make sure that we keep bringing this top in. Every time, we gotta make sure we're doing that. Okay. Alright, get some of that water out. I'll let you guys, come on, close in. Close in. There we go. My water out interior. Okay. Right now, before we go any more, we're going to get rid of some of that extra thickness that we have down at the bottom here. You can tell, like, get good at feeling that extra thickness through the clay, right? Because it's there. There we go. You go down until you can see the color of the bat. Some water on the top of this. And in between, so then when you go down, you cut this off. It doesn't want to stick. Right? And then also, look, this is the birth of all those little wiggles that I do, right? I feel like if you haven't seen, I can show that video now. Is ready? Let's wheel. Ela bate no peito, ela fala que é brava. Vamos ver se tu aguenta. Sequência vai tomar. So that, those things that you see on all those sides of those pots, like these little squiggles that came off the bottom of this pot, that's what discard can learn to become something useful on the side instead of just becoming discard, right? Okay. Alright, again, right down to this bottom edge. There we go. Alright, right down to the side here. We gotta get some nice shape out of here now. And always, when you're doing this, it's still a line, right? It's not like a whole surface area, it's a line that you're bringing up. Do you see that little line that I'm bringing up? We're slowly gonna start following it here. I'll go back in with our fingers here. Finish off this little bump here. I go back out. Okay. So you can see that that's just. Somebody says, do you have a specific time when your live stream begins? I've always stumbled across it, but when it's about to end. No, I don't really have I don't have a time. I just kind of do whenever I can, I'll try to get on, especially if I have like, I'm working on a project or something. Never really a set time. So cut through. Watch this. See a little bit of water right in there. You see how you get it right in the. You can take your finger. You can bring this down. And then I also want to start making sure our edges aren't too thin, right? Too thin is bad. So we gotta trim this thing, so when we go to trim it, if we have really thin edges, we're pushing downward on it, depending on how soft the clay is. It's going to dent that edge, and it's just going to be a little bit frustrating to work with. Alrighty. I think that looks good. Okay, next up. Just gonna wiggle that edge. Just wiggle the edge. Look at that. You see how you just wiggle that edge a little bit, right? Look at that. Alrighty. Number 2, guys. Done. We gotta get some more music on. So we're going to do the main bodies of them today. And then probably tomorrow, we'll do some lids. And then we'll do all the whistles and tubes and complete all that. Never thought I would see a funk pottery edit. Those are my favorite things to do. I like watching the funk pottery stuff. I didn't see it, so I like to make it. I feel like it's so funny. I don't really like watching like the live streams back as much because I experience it and I have to trim it all down, so I watch it already twice. But like the edited stuff, I really like watching. I watch a lot of my own stuff and I find little things I did wrong sometimes that I feel like helps me get better too. But I don't like making the video, but the watching the own video is good. Okay. And we don't really have to wedge it up too much. We're just trying to get it more into a nice shape to, throw. I feel like when it's right out of the bucket like that, it's kind of easy to move. Okay. What are we feeling? I feel like this is a good energy for tonight. We'll keep it up with this sort of music. Close in. Camera A. Alrighty, guys. Zoom. And down. And then watch that bump. Catch it. Bring it up. Get right down. Push it in. Bring it up. You don't even have to go down all the way. You can just start bringing it up halfway. That's what I do whenever I'm doing off the hump throwing. This time, I'm going all the way down. Then get ready to center this thing. Start from the top. Grab your hammer fist. Look at that thumb. You see how it's not going like this? Always come on that left side. Watch. Hammer fist coming right down. Right to the bottom. A little water. Hammer fist slowly sliding out to the side. And there's a pinch that happens from that top. That little chunk of your hand. That's what levels it out for me. Finger in. Finger hooked. Walk the hook back. Peel that open. Two fingers smoothing out the middle. Alright. Grab our sponge. Where's that guy at in here? What the heck? But guys, dude, he always tries to run off, man. Where are you at, you little rascal? Dude, he's trying to get away from us, dude. He was scooting along the ground over there. Come on, dude. You're not done yet, sponge. All right, smooth this out. Okay, you guys ready? Bring that down. Hey guys. Wait. Close in. Hey guys, it's me, Mr. Llama. We're gonna be bringing up this wall. Let's get into it. Llama bites down, left hand pushes in. The llama bite just walks up with that left hand just pushing forward, just, right? Look at where all that clay builds up. Well, it fell off, never mind. Next time I'll show you guys. Getting right down to the bottom. Look at how we got a little volcano. We say, hey, volcano. We appreciate you. We love you. But we're not looking for volcanoes today. Today, we're looking for cylinders, right? Oh, I got some of my hair stuck in the clay. Owie. Get that little chunk of hair out of there. I hope, maybe you guys saw that. Maybe not. Maybe it's just too thin of a hair. Okay, thicken that wall up. And so we traded a volcano for a steeper volcano. And now we got one more hole to get our cylinder here. Right down to the bottom. Finger in. And slowly release that pressure when you get up. There you go. Okay. So now we can have some fun with form, okay? Making sure we thicken up this edge every time because this does need to become a lidded jar here, right? Okay. Right down to the bottom one more time. Actually, one thing that we're going to do right now, we're going to say, we cannot see the hair while it's turning, but we're going to see, I wouldn't have known if you didn't tell us. Ah, okay. I feel like sometimes the hairs that are in the front of my face are a little bit shorter, so they don't get fit into like my little, my ponytail. I just realized, you know how I say feed them horses and I'm wearing a ponytail? That's on brand, yo. Okay. Yeah, good evening. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Okay. Actually, yeah, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. You guys feel that? I think I had an audible gasp. Alright. We do have to go back down to the bottom and try to fix some of that stuff though. This one got off, dude. So sad. Okay. It's gonna open this wall up a little bit when I put my hand down in here, but that's okay. Okay. A little bit thin right here, guys. What happened? Did the whole thing lift or just bulge? My finger, when I was closing in the neck where I was doing a pull, I was taking in too much. I got a little bit too, I was showing off a little bit too much. And then my thumb stuck in the clay and it kind of yanked at the whole piece. So then I had to kind of go back down through it and do another pull to try to get it back pretty close to even. So then now I can split this rim properly without having one side of the rim not even, right? When I cut this rim, I want to make sure it's as even as I can possibly get. Alright. And you'll see right now. Well, little water in between. Just slowly lift this and bring this down. Alrighty. Now we're slowly bring this side up. I'm gonna do one of these. Right down the side here. Gotta screw that one up. I'm going with this thing here. It's just so thin, so then it's buckling instead of just smoothing it out. So hold on. Let's smooth this out first, and then we gotta remake this. There we go. That's way better. Watch this. We'll do a little spiral here. There we go, guys. Another little jar there. So you see how we have those two lines framing our little mini spiral? Okay. Next one. Here we go. All right. Mini wheel. Alrighty, guys. Here we go, guys. I feel like that's what people like when I see people online. That's how they look like in my brain when they're like wedging. Looks like they're casting spells, not really wedging. That wasn't really wedging either. I'm just trying to smooth it out. Okay. Close in. Camera A. Zoom. Up. Down. Push in. Always picking up that bump. Down. You ready? Again, pick up that bump. No, a little more. Thumb down, pushing that down and in. Bring that back up. Down. Hammer fist. Bros, I need a shield. I need a shield because Lance is over here acting crazy, bro. Chill out, dog. Close in. There we go. Bring this out. Let's move this down. I always think it kind of looks like a bagel or a donut or something. Just moving out the base of the jar that's going someday. Not today, but tomorrow we're gonna make the lids for these vessels. There we go, llama. Llama down and pottery donuts. I feel like I've seen a ton of pottery donut things online, but you could do like crystalline glazed sprinkles. I feel like would be kind of cool. It's actually a good idea. Maybe I should just make some pottery donuts. Right down to the bottom. Wow, was that? Can you guys hear the? Oh, the mic is probably so loud. Sorry, guys. I was literally dragging the microphone against the wheel. That's crazy. That sound, wow. Was it bad? Was it like really loud or was it cool? You guys literally were on the wheel, like a record player. You heard the music of the wheel, guys. Alright, actually, I need to get up to my knees here a little bit more. Alright, I'm looking forward to when I edit and I hear that again. Okay. Oh, I did it again. Sorry. I can't help but just freaking put my face so close to this thing. My bad, guys. At least that's a sound you won't hear anywhere else in the world, so I don't think there's a lot of people dragging mics against the wheel content. It's funny. Okay. So now we gotta shape it. How are you thinking about it? You know, like, part of me is like, let's color this in even more. One more pole. Straight into a file. Why? Okay. Color it up just a little bit more again. I know I don't really want to be doing this, but alright. I guess I need to have my foot on this pedal. Okay. Alright, now watch this. It's gonna look very like Skyrim found an urn in the... Oh, sorry. Set up a voice command to mark the recording in your software. Allows for markers. I didn't even know that I could do that. How would one of these whistle sound wise if you did the base of a tree form? It has to be you could have the opening for the tree form be on one side, but I just think it would look a little bit weird because you'd have a tree on one side because you can't pour out of a tree vessel unless you close the top. So I don't know. I don't think it would sound too cool, right? Well, not like it's not going to sound like that. I just think it's not going to change the sound, you know? It might be a cool idea though. Okay. That looks good. Alrighty. Round off this top edge here. Smooth out this side. Look at this one, guys. This one's kind of fun. Zoom. All right. So do you see how I use the line as a point where I stopped my rib? So I'm segmenting, like this was like totally scraped clean to me pushing down, and then this was a stop for the up. So I always kind of segmenting some of them. Might be hard to keep centered for a lid anyway. Oh, one of the trees? Yeah, maybe. For sure, maybe. I didn't even think about that. I wish you guys could feel like I'm doing a really good job with the weight of these guys, right? I'm really focusing on letting the form talk, you know? Because there's limits. There's limits. So just allow the clay to let you in on those secret little limits there, right? Okay. Shelf. Mini wheel. There we go. Just very light. And just keep doing it, right? But if you do it very light, over a lot of little rotations, and little pumps here, all of a sudden the clay is going to start moving. It's like the same as the wheel. And again, we're not really wedging, we're just kind of getting it prepped for wheel throwing, right? Wedging, you're really trying to move clay. I'm just trying to round it off. Close in. or wheel. Wheel. I don't know why I did that. Soak over the middle. You never want to clean the wheel off dry because you're going to get dust everywhere. Always clean it while it's wet. So little things in your process that's probably going to help you out in the long run. Not having a mouthful of dust every time you throw on the wheel or a lot of wheel throws is probably bad. What was my favorite pastime as a kid? Close in. I think my favorite pastime was probably, like, I want to say Legos, but I was never like the type of kid to do the Lego set, right? Like, I feel like I'd get the Lego set and I'd start halfway through, then all of a sudden, like, I'd start screwing with like the parts and make my own things, and I'd have like some hybrid of what it was supposed to be. I like to bike around. I like to flip rocks over. I really like rocks. I remember vividly there was this one time my mom, well, here, let me start the story. I was flipping over rocks and I found a salamander, and so I put this salamander in this jar and I was like, oh, it's gonna be my pet or something, you know, but I just wanted to keep it, right? And my mom made me set it outside, and I guess sometime in the morning or that night before I went to sleep, she dumped the salamander out of the jar, and I remember thinking it was like magic, right? Like that the salamander like disappeared, you know? Like I was like, wow, like I didn't know they were smart enough to like figure out how to open a jar from outside the jar, you know? And it wasn't like a jar like with no air, like it had like it was like one of those investigation jars. There's a magnifying glass on the top of it with vent holes, so don't worry. I wasn't just like suffocating a animal, you know. I was gonna take care of them. I think my mom, at the time I still think it was magic, like thinking back on it, but there's no other way than my mom just like dumping the salamander out and just telling me it like got out or something. So that's what I did as a kid. Obviously a lot of video games. I did sports stuff pretty often, I feel like it. A lot of memories there. Again, I'm just smoothing out that base. So hold on, let me bring this back. Nah, man, they can do that. Salamanders can open lids. Yeah, right. I can't believe you're trying to gaslight me. I'll check it on Wikipedia after the stream, so you got some time to make some adjustments. I'll check it out. Your mom made me set my frog free. Oh no, not the frog. What kind of frog? Was it a wild frog though? Like if it was a wild frog, I can see why. Because I think some toads are like poisonous to dogs and stuff. But I don't know if that's just in their diet or something. But I always remember people telling me toads, like don't touch the toads. Got right underneath. started feeling tension, so I just allowed it to flare out. I'll bring that back in though. It's okay, you can leave me hanging on a lie, that's fine. Bullfrog. Dang. Poor bullfrog. Those things are giant though. Did you guys hear my bones? That was literally my pelvis just cracked. Alright. So we gotta think about what we want to do here. I think this outside exterior here, I'm gonna bring this up as much as I can actually, and just see what we can do here with just having this top kind of like as flat as I can get that, you know. Put that in. Okay. You see me kick that out of the way? Oh my gosh, like literally my finger like had bullet time there for a second and kicked it out of the way. That was so funny. Okay. Alright. I did hit this bottom though. Oh, that's a little bit sad. That's good enough, yeah. see our little interior finger lines. Just some subtle surface, making the pot almost feel like there's something inside of it, right? Like, it's almost like skin stretching around something, right? All right, we'll do one more, guys. One more. And we'll do lids tomorrow. And we'll just keep on cruising. All right. Camera A. PD, are you only using one hand for that? Yeah, I was. Just because I had to do that. I had to do it because I didn't want to disturb the outside, right? So it's only using the inside. Because then if you have your outside hand, it has a carve, like your finger carves through. So it makes the little tendril feel softer, maybe not as apparent, right? So really it's like that something's inside pushing out, right? So just one hand, yeah. But you could kind of see my hand was like positioned over the vessel a little bit, so it makes it easier to just bring that up. Right down. Zoom. right down to the bottom. I'm pushing in first, and I'm going up right away. And again, these first pulls aren't really about height. Right, getting those walls even and getting it prepped for your height pulls, okay? It's so cool the way you open the clay for width. Yeah, I just really like always cutting through, you know, like when you cut through the clay, I'm telling you, it helps you out so much rather than trying to move like a chunk. Just cut through it with your finger. Your finger is almost like a needle, right? Or your finger is a blade through clay, if you want it to be, right? Right underneath. Okay, there'll be some of that thickness on the top there. Try not to go in, right? And so do you see how it flared out slowly at the end? For the speed that I was going, if I were to push it in, it would start buckling. So I'm just kind of letting it tell me, okay, that's your limit. All right, fine. Like you feel it kind of, its limit for when it wants to start buckling, and I'll just collar it after. You keep it so centered that way, it seems. Yeah, because once the clay is even after I get it centered, I don't need to keep on centering it unless it's off. You know, if it's on, like, I just need to cut through what's already there. Okay. So an interior, so you can see the bump is below, right? Last row, last question. If you could teleport, where would you blink to? I can only teleport once? I feel like if I could teleport once, right before I take like my last couple of breaths, right? Hopefully I'm like old, you know, I'm like, maybe like, I don't know, like 80 something or 90, right? Right before I take that last breath, I say, teleport to Venus. You know, and I'm on Venus for like 1 second. I could see what Venus looks like with my own eyes. I think that'd be pretty cool. Or I'd throw like a vessel. I make a vessel out of diamond or something, right? And then I'd like teleport to Venus with it, so then I could have the first pots on Venus. How's that sound? Does that sound kind of cool? I gotta get this guy. Sorry, this guy is just too much up on the top there. He was cutting off the vessel. All right. very like, it's giving beehive. You know, it's very much giving like geometric beehive. Oh, like going to like a different Earth? Oh, that'd be crazy. I didn't even think about that. Can you imagine you teleport there and there's just like a bunch of people just like, dude, it's been about time, man. We've been like watching you guys for like a millennia. I feel like that'd be so funny. This is a beautiful little vessel. It's a weird shape, right? But I think it's a nice little vessel here. Oh, guys. Man, today was a freaking good day of throwing, guys. Well, let's see what else you guys are saying. I'd love to see Earth from the moon with my own eyes. That's a good choice, I feel like that is. Into the sun. Oh yeah. That's like the doomer answer, is just like straight into the sun. I didn't think about talking about planet energy. Oh yeah, the Earth legs, we talked about that. Thank you, Demon, for another wonderful live throwing. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. See you guys in the next one. Peace.